I know it's easier to maybe say that than to actually feel it, but it's a moment you work hard for your whole life, and I've played a lot of hockey, so in the end it was just another day, and it really helps when the team in front of me was playing as well as they were, and I don't think I even had a shot in the third period, so if that was the most nervous I was, it didn't really matter what I did. They could put a cone in that and it would have been fine, so... So yeah, overall, more of the aftermath stuff is what I'll remember than the actual game. The game felt good. It felt like I was playing hockey, like I've done my whole life, and just being able to have that moment, with people that are close to me was very cool.
Yeah, when you have that moment, if you don't want to get too into the details of it, that's fine. But when you have that moment with your fiance and your parents and your agent, what is that moment like? Is it a sense of relief? Is it joy? When you finally get to see them? You get to see all the mugs in the locker room who are happy for you, but then you get to see that core that's been with you every step on this journey.
I think it's probably just a reflection of we made it. A lot of people sacrificed for me to get to where I am. A lot of people that weren't at the game, with my parents, my family, my coaches, former teammates. There's so many people that help build you up to even maybe get to a chance like that. So I think afterwards there's a lot of just thankful, being thankful for the people around you that helped you get there.
You've certainly started to click off a lot of milestones. Fastest to 10 wins ever in NHL history for a goalie in 11 starts. You shut out Calgary for your first NHL shutout. That's nothing new for you. You had 5 shutouts last year. That's old hat for you. But when you get that puck after the game, we've got a goalie, and rarely do we get goalies here on Canes Corner. So that you've got one, right? And is there you look up at the clock and you're like, well, nothing's gotten past me yet. Is there a moment where you think about it, or is it, okay, we're just on to the next shot?
Yeah, no, try to be on to the next shot. I'm not trying to sound like a boring hockey guy, but it's true. You don't get too focused on what's going on around you. You just stay in the moment, and that game was a tight one. I mean, it was 0-0 going to overtime, so you really can't give one up now. So again, I think with all the records or whatever you want to call it, I mean, it's not possible without the team. I truly believe I'm just a small part of a bigger picture here. We play so well, they make my life easy. So if there happens to be a game where I'm called upon to be needed a little more than other games, so be it. That's my job. That's what I signed up for. So, but overall, it's a huge team effort, and the reason for the success is the whole team. It's not just one person.
It's first off, for those of you who don't know, he could be a little bit more, hey, it's me, I'm making the saves here. The head coach said that the other day, that you're the reason why they won. But the group of guys in front of you, the people in the local and the people online got to see that eyebrow raise. But has the biggest moment been you got to keep a towel after an interview? Has that been, of everything, you now have your very own Hockey Night in Canada towel. It is Brandon Bussi's forever. You earned it after the win against Ottawa. It's yours to go with. By the way, you didn't have to face one shot in the third period. It felt like you faced, 35. Actually, I think it was 36 shots in the game. Is that now the highlight, really? Forget the wins and the shutout and all that. It is a towel given to you by Kyle Bukauskas.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I to be honest, I didn't fully know about it, which is terrible of me to not know about it. But just after finding out and seeing the history of it, it's very cool. And it's one of the many things this year that I'll keep with me. But I think I said to a reporter after the game I made the save against Tage, he's like, is that the best save you've ever made? And I just said the next one. We'll just say that the next one. Whatever the next thing I get will be the coolest thing I get. So
Brandon Bussi is our guest here, live on Canes Corner from the local on 99.9 The Fan. You mentioned the team that's in front of you. Just from your perspective, what is it about this group of players that has them atop the Metro Division? They're one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference, one of the top teams in the NHL. You get to see it from probably the best spot on the ice. What makes this team, when the Hurricanes are clicking, so good?
Well, I think it's two things. I think the first thing is our work ethic, our ability to put pucks behind other teams and get to work. And you see that through our 4 lines, how when we play our game, it's difficult for other teams to play with us. And then that'll go into the second point, is our depth. I think you saw at the beginning of the year, we were tested with a lot of injuries. A lot of key pieces were out, and people either had to step up minutes in 5-on-5 or special teams, and guys got called up or were playing more than they had ever played before. So I think you've seen throughout our lineup, or 14 forwards, 8, 9D, whatever, 10D we might have used, and 3 goalies, that, you know, if someone goes down, we have the capability of picking up the team.
Well, going back to the start of it, you know, it's not ideal to carry 3 goalies, right? There's only 2 nets on the ice. Practice time gets a little bit weird. How did you manage that early, especially when there were 3 goaltenders and you knew, okay, maybe I'm going to get a call here? Clearly that Freddie Anderson and Pyotr Kochetkov have, you know, a little bit of the experience factor on you. And if they're both healthy, they're probably going to get a nod. How did you just go about your day-to-day business? Was it almost kind of easy? It's like, hey, I'm not expected to be the guy. I can just go and practice and get my time in and go over video with Paul or Chris Huffine. How did you break that down? Or is it the other side? You're like, man, can I just get a full practice in, or 2 or 3 days in a row of a full practice? How does that work?
Yeah, I think you have to take the positives out of everything. I think when you have 3, it means you might get lower practice reps, but in return, you can make the most of those reps. Instead of taking 15 shots in a row, you take 7 or 8, and those 7 or 8 count more than the 15 you would have. And then in turn, just over the course of a season, you play a lot of games, you practice a lot, your body can get beat down a little bit. So in the end, it might be good for your body to rest a little more. So with the less exertion and practice in a way, that could be important for you. So I think in the end, in a situation like that, you have to take the positives out of it.
I don't want to give away any secrets, but is that one of the things that has gotten you here, that you look, it's not a negative, you look for a positive in a situation where, you know, a win, okay, what can we do better? A loss, what do we go here? You search for the positives to build off of, or is this something, have you always had it? Or, I mean, I've got to think some of those nights in Amarillo and, Muskegon, there might be some nights where it's not always positive.
I think that took a long time to kind of train myself to have that mindset. Right. I mean, at times things might not go well in your hockey career or in general. And you're going to need that tough criticism of yourself in order to get out of a slump. But in the end, like, there's a reason why all of us, everyone on the team, everyone in the NHL is where they're at, because they do something really well. So if you can find what you do well, or certain things that if you're doing well, you'll succeed. And you're able to do those in a night in and night out basis, you should have success, right? But at the same time, this league is so talented where you could be doing that and the results might not be going your way. But as long as you're watching the film and you're liking a lot of the things, you'll know that most nights you'll have success, if that makes sense.
I think that makes a ton of sense. And one thing that Brandon Bussi does really well, he stops the puck. And he's been doing that an awful lot for the Carolina Hurricanes. When we come back, we're going to find out, how do you go from Long Island to Amarillo to Muskegon to Western Michigan, all over the place. You must be really good at packing.
Yeah, there was a few other pit stops you missed in there. If you want to talk about those too,
we'll check them all off at some point. And then when you get an interview request, I think that you might be the most requested athlete right now in the NHL to give an interview. So thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it here. He's Brandon Bussi. More with the Canes goaltender when we come back after this, live from the Locals Canes Corner on 99.9 The Fan.
It's bow time.
A leg and thigh dinner from Bojangles for just $6.99.
Leg and thigh dinner from Bojangles for just $6.99.
So crispy.
So crispy.
And juicy.
And juicy.
So much flavor.
So much.
Stop it. What are you doing?
What? You expect me to get this delicious deal and not say anything?
You're unbelievable.
You're unbelievable.
With a boldly seasoned leg and thigh, choice of fixin', a biscuit, and legendary iced tea, it's a deal so good it's worth repeating. So eat and repeat while it lasts. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time. And there's no time like now to stop what you're doing and join with the KYOW Cancer Fund in the fight against all cancers affecting women. I'm Jenny Palmentier, CEO of the KYOW Cancer Fund. From now through January 31st, Triangle Area Bojangles will donate all proceeds from Bowberry biscuit sales to the KYOW Cancer Fund. Just buy a Bowberry, do some good, and get something good. So what are you waiting for? Hurry, it's bow time.
It's time for the Coastal Scholar Athlete of the Month.
Creighton Blackwell here with Coastal Credit Union and 99.9 The Fan. We are here at Southeast Raleigh High School where we're celebrating the next scholar athlete, Dariah Harris.
When it came to her working abilities, she was always about making sure that she kept the work done and it was handed in on time, and that she gave her best.
Doraya as a teammate she's like the joy of the team. She's like amazing. She just encourages us, and even if she's not having a good play, she doesn't get in her head, so she like does what needs to be done and while helping the team.
When we're down and scoring or something, or can't nobody really pick it up, she's one to help us and lift us up.
She's just humble, and she has good energy, and she's a good student athlete.
Yeah, it definitely means a lot, especially because I am young, and definitely means a lot because I put in a lot of work outside of basketball, like off the court and stuff. I have like a lot of homework and stuff like that, so just making sure that I'm putting that before everything else. It means a lot to show like my work is shown.
Congratulations, Doraya.
For over 20 years, 99.9 The Fan and Coastal Credit Union have been recognizing scholar athletes at Triangle area schools. If you'd like to nominate a high school athlete, text AWARD to 919-860-5326. That's AWARD to 919-860-5326.
See if you're a winner every night. Watch live lottery drawings on WRAL TV's 11 o'clock news. That's right, Carolina Pick 3, Carolina Pick 4, and Carolina Cash 5 numbers every night on WRAL TV's 11 o'clock news. See if you're a winner before you go off to bed. Get your lottery numbers live every night.
North Carolina Education Lottery.
Only on WRAL TV's 11 o'clock news.
Save more on the brands pros trust at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances and choose from our wide lineup of top brands. Plus, save $100 on a Little Giant 22-foot multi-position ladder, now just $189. Built for strength, flexibility, and job site versatility. Pros, these savings will only be here for a limited time. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/30. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Canes hockey is back, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your Canes on the ice. Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside, official hard tea and lemonade of the Carolina Hurricanes. Sold in arena and at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Now here's a chance for the Stars on the front. Oh, dear Bussi! What a save! Sam Staal, meet the bus driver. He's not letting you on tonight.
Well, there is another save from Brandon Bussi this season. 19 wins on the year, and it was, again, not many people were thinking on opening night that Brandon Bussi was going to be on the Carolina Hurricanes roster, but here we are, and it's been one of the best stories of the NHL season, not just for the Carolina Hurricanes. And in the little that we've all gotten to know you, you know, it would seem like this is a lot, right? You know, you get put into this and everything's happening, and you've kind of gotten the spotlight put on you, and you're in the NHL making saves, and you just seem to be like, yeah, this is, it's another day. We're gonna get there. Has there been a moment where you kind of like exhaled and went like, this is, I've wanted to be here, but this is crazier than I thought it was ever going to be?
Yeah, my moment to exhale is when we're on the plane on the way home after a win. That's my moment to exhale. No, I mean, listen, I get to do what I love to do for a living. So, in a way, that is able to make me feel normal. But I think, like I said, maybe a week or two ago, like, none of this will be normal because, like, I'm just a normal guy and I have an opportunity to do this and, be in front of people like you that are able to support our team. And, I guess my say matters a little more than maybe the average person does. So it's a very cool opportunity, and it's fun to have it.
But you come in here tonight, and the crowd's chanting your name, and I got the feeling that if you go grocery shopping now, people kind of recognize you a little bit more than what they did. Is that the surreal moment, or it doesn't faze you at all that this is going on?
Yeah, I got to keep an eye on what I get at the grocery store so people don't judge me. No, it's part of what we sign up for. If you want to do this for a living, you have to be okay with this, and I am. It's as long as I don't know, maybe nobody sneaks up on me in public. Like, but for the most part, I'm cool with it. Like, we're all people.
All right, so come at Brandon Bussi at the front. Okay? So that's the lesson learned here. I want all of us to agree to this. If you see Brandon Bussi out in the wild, you do not sneak up behind him. Get in front of him. Say hello to him. You grew up on Long Island, and you grew up, and remember, geography plays a fact into who you like and all of that. And you grew up. Did you always want to be a goalie? Because it's going to lead me to this question. Or did you play defense? Did you play forward? Or was it, surprise, Mom and Dad, I'm going to be a goalie. Get ready for this.
No, I think from the beginning I kind of knew. But when I was 5 years old, I started playing roller hockey. I played that for 2 years and then went to ice hockey. Never played like on a team or anything, but probably did like a bunch of clinics and stuff for a few months. And at the end of the clinics, we'd play like a little half ice scrimmage, and I would hop in net in my forward gear and play goalie and like hold the stick and glove up, even though I was in my forward gear. And I think I knew from the beginning, and my dad was like, well, you need to learn how to skate. So like took private lessons, did all the crossovers, backward skating, and I passed all the tests. And then one Christmas, I woke up and had a bunch of goalie gear, and it was the beginning of the end.
or the beginning of the beginning, yeah. We'll put it that way. So, growing up where you grew up, you have a choice of a couple of teams that you could follow. But seeing you were a goalie, there was a guy playing at Madison Square Garden by the name of Henrik Lundqvist who was really good. And, there's the great picture that we got to see from the TNT game of you meeting Henrik Lundqvist. Evidently, he didn't say that much to you, but he made up for that when you got the chance to talk to him. When you're on the headset and you know that you're talking to Henrik Lundqvist, and this is the guy that I don't want to say did you emulate him? Like, did you want to play like him, his style, or was it he was just a goalie, I'm a goalie, and he's playing for my favorite team?
It was probably mostly that. I think Hank kind of played a unique style. He liked to step back, create a little more, rely on his reflexes. I'm a little different in that sense, but I think what I appreciated about him is how he carried himself. He was the main reason those Ranger teams had success, some years even carrying them. So I think growing up as a kid and maybe having aspirations of playing in the NHL one day, to see how he carried himself, his leadership, his abilities in big games, like his Game 7 track record. And sorry to talk about a Rangers player here, but that's what I appreciated about him.
Does it? I'm sure you've seen it by now. You get to talk to him, and then he's going back to you. And here's Henrik Lundqvist telling you how much he's enjoying watching you play and everything that goes with it. But then he had a segment. I'm sure all of the Canes fans here saw it, where he broke you down and go, this is why he's doing what he's doing, and this is the real deal. And Brandon Bussi is this. Did you get a chance to see that, where he looked at your play and go, this is why he's doing everything, and he digs his edge in, and other goalies won't do this? And are you sitting there going, I had his jersey, and now this guy is talking about me playing the position? Like, do you smile? Do your friends call you and be like, how much did you pay Hank to say this about you right now?
I'm actually going to correct you. I had a fat head of him on my wall. No.
To be fair, Seth Jarvis still has a Sidney Crosby poster hanging up in his room in Winnipeg.
Yeah, Hank came down 2 years ago, not by my choice. That was a parent's choice. They said I was too old, so no.
Where's the fat head now?
I don't know. But no, I mean, I saw a little bit of it, but it's very cool, to see him talk about my game. I guess you can call that like my pinch me moment in a way. Very cool.
So you get to this point, but let's go all the way back. Like you said, there's some stops that we can get along the way. How do you go from, as you mentioned, not necessarily a late bloomer, but you didn't really get to play for any, I guess, travel teams or get that early look, right, that we're talking about. So how do you get to, I want to be a pro goalie, I want to play in college, or I want this opportunity, and how do you find your way to Amarillo, Texas to do that?
Yeah, I think I played my senior year of high school. I played U18 for the Long Island Gulls, and I played for all the Long Island teams growing up. But my last year was there, and I kind of had a really good year, which led to me getting drafted in the USHL and the North American Hockey League. The USHL was the Bloomington Thunder at the time. They're no more. And then the North American Hockey League team was the New Jersey Titans. So the moral of the story is I bounced around a lot of different teams, got traded. I think I lived in like 8 or 9 different billet houses, some as short as 2-3 days and some for a year, you know. So hockey can bring you in different places. And at the time, my first year of juniors where I was with New Jersey and then got traded to Amarillo, it was a tough year for me in the sense of it was my first time away from home. I thought I was mature for my age, and I think I was in some aspects, but I had never been away from home, and I think that took a little bit of a toll on me. And those were the first few nights where hockey didn't go well for me. It affected me, like, you know, at night, because it became real. Like, I was trying to play Division I college hockey, and that was the goal at the time. It wasn't the NHL. It was just I wanted to play D1 and get a good education. And as my junior hockey career went on and I ended up in Muskegon and had some success, I saw a little light at the end of the tunnel where maybe pro hockey could happen for me, which is why I ended up going to Western Michigan. And I'm proud to be a Western Michigan hockey alum and see their success and winning a national championship last year, and knowing that I wasn't a small part of it, but maybe I was a small brick along the way.
No, you helped lay the foundation for that. In fact, I wanted to get to the NCAA part of it, where, as you say, that was the goal. And you get the call for Western Michigan. You play well enough to get that opportunity. Was that your only offer, or was that the best offer? How was it that you found yourself going to Michigan and make sure that was the place where you wanted to play?
Yeah, so actually going into my first year of juniors, I did commit to St. Lawrence University. It's a small school in New York. They're D1, but throughout my time of playing juniors and struggling, we kind of ended up being on different paths, which was fine. And it was honestly good for me that didn't work out. So when I had some success in Muskegon, it was honestly between Western Michigan and ASU. Those were my two kind of final offers. And I went and visited Western Michigan, and I saw the team. I saw their workouts, their practice, how Andy Murray was kind of running the team. And I said, people want to play pro hockey here, and that's what I want to do.
And that's what he did. First ever NCAA tournament win, Western Michigan. This guy right there. So yeah, more than just a small brick in that, Brandon. There was a lot of foundation that was laid there. How much fun were those 3 years in college to just go and be a student, but go play college hockey, have that life?
It was awesome. I think Western Michigan being in the NCHC, there's some big dogs in there. There's North Dakota, Minnesota, Duluth, Denver, teams that in the previous 10, 15 years were kind of running college hockey in a way. So it's tough for a school like Western Michigan to compete against them recruiting-wise and talent-wise, and trying to play against them 4 times a year, and then in a tournament and trying to make the NCAA tournament. So the fact that in my time there, my last year, we made the tournament, and now they've gone on a run of 4 or 5 straight years, and knock on wood, looks like they're going to go again this year. So it's just a credit to everybody who's built that program up there, and it's proven why people should go there.
Brandon Bussi is our guest here tonight on Canes Corner, live from the local here on 99.9 The Fan. You mentioned it, and I swear this isn't the let's try to make you cry portion of the program and all that, but you mentioned your family and your fiance, and anybody who gets to this level, like you say, you don't do it alone. There's a mountain of people that help you get there, but how close you are with your brother, and as you talked about, like maybe you were mature for your age. For people who don't know, he's got one of the best masks in the NHL because of the puzzle pieces and the butterflies, for those of you who don't know. I'll let you talk about that a little bit more, but how big was your family to be the encouragement? Keep going on those nights where it was tough. You maybe get the phone call and you get either it's okay, or maybe the tough phone call from usually I find hockey moms are the ones who are harder on the players. That dad's like, well, tomorrow's another day, and hockey moms are the other way. We'll figure that one out. But how important was your family on this journey and where we're sitting here tonight talking about your NHL career?
Yeah, I mean, they're the only reason why I'm here. Their sacrifices for me and my brother growing up to be able to do what we wanted to do was incredible. I didn't have the luxury of going on many family vacations because they ended up just being summer hockey tournaments. So, we didn't go to Cancun or anything. We'd go to Ontario and play 4 games in 2 days, stuff like that. So I mean, their sacrifice is the only reason why I'm here, and then the overall support of my entire family, aunts, uncles, everyone, cousins. It makes it that this whole thing has been fun, but it's more enjoyable that they get to enjoy it too.
I have been told there are parts of Ontario that are comparable to Cancun in the summertime. Not sure there's hockey rinks around.
I don't know where you find them, bud.
If I do, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
You get to this with, encouragement and coaching and, a lot of hours that are logged. Is there a coach or is there a teammate or somebody who stands out who gave you a piece of advice where, you always have that one in your back pocket? You're like, well, that's one of the smartest things I've been told, or I'm going to keep that one with me.
That's such a tough, loaded question for me.
That's why I'm asking it.
You know what? I'll give an interesting one here, and I need to get to the end before people either ooh and ah, positive or negative about this. But this is a really good life lesson. I had a Russian head coach for one of my youth hockey seasons, and we weren't a great team. It was good for me. I got like 60 shots a game, but we weren't the best team wins and losses wise. But we're playing on the road. I think we're playing some team in New Jersey, and it's just not going well for us. And I'm in the net, and I'm getting lit up, and the guys were taking shifts for too long. So our Russian head coach looked at the two parent coaches on the bench and said, "Don't open the door. They're staying on the ice." So one period we played, the kids were on the ice for like a 7-minute shift, and then wouldn't let them change, and then they would switch and they would finish the rest of the period. And I think that was just an extreme lesson, but a really good life lesson in the sense of, you need to be a team first guy. There's no reason in, taking long shifts or not passing the puck. So while very unique, I think that's like maybe one of those lessons that like I can look back on now being an adult and actually appreciate that somebody did that while extreme. I think that is really good value for a kid or even people.
Oh. I think that's a great moment.
I know. I wanted to make sure people didn't go crazy over an 8-minute shift and not being let off the ice as a kid.
Well, I mean, there are some hockey parents that are out there that want their kids to take 8-minute shifts. So, I mean, it balances out. You know who you are. And we'll just move on with Brandon Bussi here about playing goal and getting to the National Hockey League. And, okay, the team in front of you, you talked about the depth and what they can do and how the forwards come back. And the one thing that always stands out to me is I'll be looking at the shot clock, and I'm like, the Canes have only given up 14 shots, and we're halfway through the third period. How, as a goalie, do you stay focused with that? Is there, people would think, oh, it's easy, right? You're not facing shots. I tend to lean, is it the other way? It's harder because you're thinking, I'm not seeing shots. I've kind of got to be ready for a chance. So how does that work for you? And it's working out. 19 wins have been great, but at the same time, the way that this team plays, we think it's easy on a goalie. Is it maybe harder on the goalies than what we think?
It can go both ways, honestly, right? I think, if you're seeing more rubber, you tend to get in the zone a little quicker than when you're not. But at the same time, do I really want 40 shots every game and all those grade A's? Like, probably no. I'd rather us be putting the pressure on them, right? But I think it's part of the whole like positive thing. Like I said, whether you're getting a lot of shots or not, staying in that right mindset's important. You never know when that big moment will happen. When that game-changing save would happen, and as long as you're kind of staying in the moment and focused on it, and you kind of are able to keep that momentum swinging in your team's favor, that's the most important thing.
And we don't get a chance to talk about goalie coaches a lot on any kind of talk show, but you've had a bunch in your career. Where does Paul Schoenfelder stand for you, and just how, again, he had to handle 3 goalies in the beginning. He's done it before, but, you're coming in. How much is, when you're making that relationship, what do you know about me? I got to get to know you. And what has it been like getting to know Paul and playing for him?
No, it's been amazing. I think it's extremely important to have that chemistry with your goalie coach because you guys all ride together for the entire season. In a way, we're our own little group, right? I mean, I obviously talk with the rest of the coaching staff, but, we're the main conversation always, right? We're always breaking down film. We talk before the games. We talk after the games. So I think our relationship being as strong as it is important, and I understand him really well. He understands me really well. I think that's good in whether it's you should be taking extra shots after practice or you should take a day off for your body. I value his opinion a lot with how I should go about my day-to-day as well as what he sees from me on the ice.
How much do you pick up from the other players that you've been around, other goalies you've been around? I mean, you take a look when you go to camp with Boston. They had Jeremy Swayman, who's up there, who's one of the better American goalies out there. By the way, Brandon Bussi, a United States goaltender. Just saying, there's a tournament coming up in February. I'm saying. But, you've been around Jeremy Swayman. You then go to Florida, and you're around Sergei Bobrovsky and, what he has been able to do. Then you come up here, and there's Frederick and Piotr. Do goalies talk? Do you pick each other's brains and say hey, this and this, or is it kind of well, he plays it that way, I play it this way? There's not really, we're not going to compare notes on things except maybe shooters or whatnot.
No, I think you can add a lot of things to your toolbox from different goalies, right? It doesn't mean that I'm going to do it always what I see another goalie does, but you never know what little piece you could pull from somebody that could be a benefit to you. And even just talking about the daily life and how, different goalies do things, I think we can all pick a little bit from each other. So that was a benefit to having the three goalies kind of, going for a while there. You could watch someone's game and be like, I like what he does. I want to add that to my game. And, I think it's beneficial for all of us, even if it's the small little things.
Well, it's, as they say, it's the details. How detail-oriented are you? Do you need to see every inch of film after a game, every piece of video, or are you, when the game's over, you park it, you're on to the next one?
I think it's a good mix of both, being laid back and detail-oriented. I think it's important to have your structure. It's important to have what, you do successful and having that to a T. But at the same time, the game is becoming a little more flowy, I'll call it, right? Players are extremely high-skilled. They can make the extra play or a fake or a move that maybe 20 years ago they couldn't do. So I think that's why you're seeing that some scores are getting a little higher, and some of these guys in the league with their points is kind of absurd.
Yeah.
So I think while you want to be technical and kind of dialed on that front, sometimes you just got to make a save and find a way, even if it looks ugly.
I don't think there's such a thing as an ugly save if you keep it out. The one thing, though, communication, how many people have gotten a chance to sit near the glass for a game? Just a woo or show of hands. When it's quiet and you can hear the goalies talking to the defensemen, I just wanted to, how much of the adjustment period is, because you got to know what to call the guys, right? So when you get thrown up here and, if somebody likes to take Jalen Chatfield, for instance, does he want to be called Chatty, or do you call him Jalen? Or you got to talk to him about play the puck, leave it. No, this is what's coming in. How much does that come into it? And how weird is it? You're in a new team, you get thrown into that. I got to make sure I know who's on the ice and I don't call him the wrong name.
Yeah, it takes a little bit to get the nicknames down, but I think when people meet me from now on, I'm just going to call myself Bus instead of Brandon, because nobody really calls me Brandon. But I think I'm going to normalize going nickname basis when we meet people. But honestly, when I'm on the ice, I'm not really calling out names or anything. I'm just calling out maybe where someone is and a lot of one-line things that I can or can't say on here, but to get their attention. Whatever works. So that's a lot of my lingo.
That'll be Canes Corner After Dark with the Bus. Strict nickname show that we're going to get into. Coming up, the questions are out there on the old internet. A lot of food questions. Get ready for it. That's the one thing that I'll prep you for.
That's my wheelhouse.
Oh, well, get ready, because it's all coming right at you, right in the chest. You just got to block it down and freeze it when it's all said and done.
I can handle that.
Brandon Bussi is our guest here, live from the local Canes Corner on 99.9 The Fan.
Pondering prizes with Cash Pop? Why pick just one pop when you can pick as many pops as you please? Up to 15. Picture this. You pick your pop, perhaps a powerful 7. Now pick more pops like a proud 9, a pristine 15, a perfect 10. Each pop propagates more potential to pack your pockets with prizes up to $2,500. So prepare for a peppering of prizes with Cash Pop from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Cash Pop. Play more pops, win more prizes. Must be 18 to play. See Cash Pop prize and odds charts at nclottery.com. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Need parts fast? Need them now? O'Reilly is fast. Just one part that makes O'Reilly Auto Parts stand apart. Get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 Brake Best Select rotors. Upgrade to Brake Best Select pads for just $10 more. Or upgrade to Brake Best Select Pro or Import Direct pads for just $20 more. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto sports.
This is Dr. Craig McGiffin with Raleigh Weight Loss Center. Are you frustrated with those trendy weight loss shots? Whether you've hit a plateau, can't handle the side effects, or watch the pounds creep back after stopping, there's a better way. Our program has helped over 70,000 people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks, without expensive injections or uncomfortable side effects. Our doctor-developed program costs significantly less and tends to work much faster. Ready for real, lasting results? Visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Dennis Cox here from my friends over at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. I've lost 42 pounds, over 15% of my body weight thanks to Raleigh Weight Loss Center. Become the new you in the new year. The Raleigh Weight Loss Center program has successfully helped thousands of people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in 60 days. Schedule your free 15-minute phone call to learn more. Call Raleigh Weight Loss Center at 919-897-7506 or visit them online at RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Results may vary.
It's time for the Coastal Scholar Athlete of the Month.
Creighton Blackwell here with Coastal Credit Union and 99.9 The Fan. We are here at Southeast Raleigh High School where we're celebrating the next scholar athlete, Dariah Harris.
When it came to her working abilities, she was always about making sure that she kept the work done and it was handed in on time and that she gave her best.
Dariah as a teammate she's like the joy of the team. She's like amazing. She just encourages us, and even if she's not having a good play, she doesn't get in her head, so she like does what needs to be done and while helping the team.
When we're down and scoring or something, or can nobody really pick it up, she's one to help us and lift us up.
She's just humble, and she has good energy, and she's a good student athlete.
Yeah, it definitely means a lot, especially because I am young, and definitely means a lot because I put in a lot of work outside of basketball, like off the court and stuff. I have like a lot of homework and stuff like that, so just making sure that I'm putting that before everything else. It means a lot to show like my work is showing.
Congratulations, Dariah.
For over 20 years, 99.9 The Fan and Coastal Credit Union have been recognizing scholar athletes at Triangle area schools. If you'd like to nominate a high school athlete, text AWARD to 919-860-5326. That's AWARD to 919-860-5326.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Plus, get free home delivery on most beds with base. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at a Sleep Number store today.
Bennett to it. Will knock inside of the net. Bussi makes the save. Still loose. Bennett will get to it. Bussi has to scramble. Miller will clear.
That might have been Bussi's best save as a Hurricane, and he's made a bunch.
We're back live at the local, and there's a Canes fan out there who wants Brandon Bussi to say something. And this is for Ezra.
Yep, Ezra. I'm going to give you a Go Canes!
There you go. All right, and now right into your wheelhouse of food and what you like to eat. Although we will start off with Moose, who wants to know, hey, Bussi, how's it feel to be a man?
Thank you for referring to me as Bussi. We're really working on the nickname thing, so I appreciate that instead of Brandon, and that's very nice of you, so thank you.
Hockey question from Frosty Cal. Since we know you wear glasses, we're wondering, do you wear contacts on the ice or do you just play with a slight blur?
I do wear contacts. I wear them for whenever I play sports, but I do like wearing glasses out in public, just easier, and I think they look good on me.
Well done. Better home ice advantage, Lenovo Center or Lawson Ice Arena in Kalamazoo? You haven't been to the playoffs here yet, though.
No, I have. I mean, the Lenovo Center just gets rocking. But what I will give Western credit for is that it only seats about 3,500. But man, for a college barn, that was packed. So obviously the Lenovo Center, but like credit to Western Michigan. It's like the best college hockey feel, and it's not even biased because I was there. It's just true.
how much you feed off of the crowd? That's my question. Sorry, I know I'm taking away from the internet now, but how much, I mean, are you a guy who you feed off of that electricity? You walk in the barn and you see that it's packed and everybody's hanging off the rafters. Let's go.
I mean, when we hear you guys cheering, I mean, we just kind of ride that wave. I think you'd see that in a way when you guys help us out, we kind of can take over a game. So the louder, the better.
Tom wants to know, favorite Italian restaurant in general or favorite that you've been to in Raleigh? So you have a couple of options here.
I honestly cook a lot. I cook a lot at home, so I make a lot of pastas, steak, chicken, stuff like that. So I haven't really gone out to eat a lot. I'm not going to lie. But that's a tough one. Wow. I'm going to go with
there's got to be a place at home. I mean,
well, I don't really go back to Long Island that much anymore, but I work out in Boston in the summers now, so I'll just say anywhere in the North End. You know, the North End Italian there in Boston is really good. There's about 20 places. You know, flip a coin to go to any of them, and you're going to get a good meal. So,
100% correct with that. Have the guys had a rookie party for you yet, or any rookie initiations?
I thought I wasn't a rookie.
I didn't think you were a rookie.
No.
I hate that rule, by the way, but
I don't care. I'm 27, so I get it. I'm not going to fight. I'm on it, but I just that'll get some tweets or whatever me saying that.
No,
so
you should say it like if there is a rookie dinner where the rookies have to pay for it, and therefore he's not a rookie, so he doesn't have to pay for it. So there, see, we're solving problems here,
exactly.
Brind. Excuse me, Bus. Katie, Jersey girl here. What's better, New York or New Jersey pizza?
Oh, New York, the layup.
Joy wants to know, how do you feel about jumping into the NHL and now being the talk of the town? We've kind of hit this a little bit, but is it like, okay, it's fine. It's what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's what we sign up for. I talk of the town might be a little bit of a stretch. Maybe that's just who I am as a person. I'm enjoying what I do, and yeah, that means I end up on a few radio shows or podcasts. So be it. I signed up for it.
Everybody's happy you're here tonight.
Yeah.
That's where the really big cheer should have put that one on the tee, and you Tage Thompson to me on that one. They all took the save. All right, moving on here. Do you have any other nicknames that are appropriate that we can share on the air besides Bus?
Just like Bus or Gus Bus.
Okay.
I'm pretty easy. It's super. My last name's Bussi. It's pretty much a layup for a nickname.
Is the Hockey Night in Canada towel machine washable?
I think so. The staff washed it for me. It was in my bag the whole road trip home, so it smelled great when I got it.
Jess wants you to know, not really a question, but your fiance is a gym.
Yeah, I mean, she's the best. I mean, retweet. Yeah, I'm in on that.
Yeah, okay. Here we go. We'll do the repost on that one. So there it is.
Yeah, from Brandon Bussi.
Yeah, from Brandon Bussi. I'll add to that one. Amy Johnston, it's Girl Scout cookie season. I got excited to get to the cookie part of this. What is the Bus's favorite flavor? She said Bussi, but we're making the nickname thing happen tonight. What is your favorite flavor of Girl Scout cookie?
I think they're called like Samoas.
Yes.
Right? The one with like the coconut and the caramel and whatever.
The chocolate?
That sounds awesome. I'm all in on that.
There you look at that.
Yes. Gosh.
You're welcome.
Billy's going to be pissed at me tomorrow with how much I write.
That's all right. This will be the practice where you get a whole bunch of shots and you can work it all off.
Yeah, some would say I'm just filling up the net a little more.
Well, people always ask me, why don't they put a sumo wrestler in net? And I'm like, because we can't skate. Notice I said we on that one. All right, moving on. What is your go-to cookout order? This is asked forever. So
wait, cookout?
Yeah, cookout is like a drive-through where, I established this before the show. So it's kind of a southern institution, and it's usually open till like 3 a.m. So you can figure out the reason why people will go there. It's the one place where you can get a quesadilla with a side of a quesadilla, and then if you want to, another side of quesadilla or a burger.
So in a way, is it just like a guilty treat of like what?
It's way more than a guilty treat. If you're there, you're already been found guilty. If you're there.
I don't know, maybe like Chick-fil-A?
No, it's the place is called Cookout.
Oh, the place is called Cookout.
Yes, that's yes.
Oh, this is awkward.
Yeah, well, so the answer is no. He doesn't have one yet.
No, I don't have one yet.
So we'll get what your Cookout order is. Sorry, GH. Cass wants to know what's on your pregame playlist.
Whatever the locker room's got going. I think Marty plays a lot of music, and then we got Mikey, one of our guys on staff that plays great music. So I'm in on whatever we got going on there.
That works. And Marty's got a good, other than when he goes on tour with Nickelback.
I mean, I'm cool with Nickelback too. Maybe that's a hot take, but I was watching him singing on the scoreboard. I was hoping they're going to pan over to me on the bench. I was singing too.
Now we know.
Yeah.
I'll make a call.
No, I kid. No, don't put me on the scoreboard when I'm backing up. You'll just see me chewing my gum.
The head coach chews a lot of gum too.
We got that in common.
There you go. Kingfish Caniac. There's 2 nicknames for you right there. Bus. Oh, no, the bus is working here. How did you develop your routine when you first get to the crease before each period, where you make the side-to-side cuts in the blue paint?
Mm-hmm. The good old goalie dance is what we call it. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's just I like to scrape the crease up a little bit, get a little bit of movement, and then some stretches. So I don't really know how it came to be. It just kind of did.
Follow up. We've caught you on TV. The eye tracking that you do. Where does that come from?
Yeah, I think many years ago I started kind of working with some eye training, and a big thing would be like you wear the, what do you call them, the 3D glasses where it's like the red and blue, and we would look at a laptop and these boxes would be kind of moving back and forth, and it would train your eyes going from normal to in to out. And I felt like that was good strengthening for me. So in a way, when I do that, I'm looking at things further away and closer to me on the ice, and I think it just helps me kind of focus and get my eyes dialed. So I kind of do it a lot, but it kind of helps me kind of stay in the game.
I'm just going to say keep doing it.
Sounds good.
I think we got Ryan wants to know, it would be interesting to hear which teammate or teammates the bus driver has connected with the most in his tenure here in Raleigh. That might be the most proper question ever, with a nickname.
Yeah, it's very well worded.
Yeah, that works. So with that proper grammar, Seth Jarvis, clearly?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's been who I sit next to in the locker room. So for a while I was next to Jarvie. Nizey's been always near me, chatty, and then I've got moved my stall, so I've been sitting near Slavo. But truthfully, everyone on the team has brought me in like family, and I feel like I have a good relationship with all of them. So it's kind of tough to put a best one on the spot.
There you go. I mean, you can say everybody. That is the one thing about the team, that everybody, like you say, there are no cliques. If you're out on the road, it's different groups going out to dinner every night. It's not just the same thing. Somebody wants to know, Joel, have you ever scored a goal at any level? In net only, not as like a forward or a defenseman.
Oh, no, never. Well, you never know. Maybe that I can cross that off my bucket list at some point. That'd be pretty fun.
Just saying. All right. Let's see here. Marianne wants to know, so excited for you. Of all of the stats posted about goalies, which is the one that means the most to you? I think we have an idea.
Oh, the wins.
Thank you.
That's all I really care about in the end. I truthfully don't care too much about what the other stats say. Yeah, it could paint a picture for how you're doing, but in the end, like, I'd rather win a game 6-5 than 1-0. Or not rather, but I'd rather win a game 6-5 than lose 1-0.
All right. Somebody wants to know, and I'm going to do my best here to get this so everybody here can see it. Have you seen the memes yet, and do you have any favorite? But people know there's a certain kind of gas station that has 7 million kinds of beef jerky called Buc-ee's.
So that's where that's from.
Yeah,
okay.
So it's called Bussies with the beaver in the goalie mask. So I'm going to see if we can... it's up there. That's the best I can do right now.
Oh, there
it is.
Yeah. That's a good one. I haven't done too much searching around for that, but I also think I've seen like the Magic School Bus thing, and my face maybe was on it. So that's also a funny one. So
whatever we do, please let's not have copyright infringement. We don't need that right now. Nigel, the attorney for the Canes, doesn't need that heat right now with the Olympic break coming up. I'm not going to ask you this one. It's a good question, but I'm not going to ask you because I think you're going to be real. No, it's.
Let me peek.
Lauren wants to know.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that
jinx.
one.
I mean, listen. The fact that maybe someone would even say that is I appreciate that, but that's the furthest thing from my mind. It's just about winning hockey games.
That's it. And on that, we will say thank you to Brandon Bussi here tonight. And thank you to all of you Caniacs who came out here. It's still really cold outside, so for you guys to come here to the local, we really appreciate it. The next game that the Carolina Hurricanes play, they're going to be wearing their Whalers gear. It's going to be Utah. It's going to be Thursday. You can hear it right here on 99.9 The Fan. Once again, 19 wins on the season. Brandon Bussi, please, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the Canes netminder. We'll do this again next month. Brandon, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
For Rusty Helzer, for Rob Truitt, for all of our great folks here, I'm Mike Maniscalco. Thanks so much for tuning in here tonight, and enjoy the hockey.
Hey, hockey fans, it's Trip Tracy. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1